What are the financial red flags in a relationship?
Number one is they don't want to talk about money. If you don't want to talk about money, the biggest red flag of all, because we could differ on how we see money. We can even have different values for a few things. But if your partner simply will not talk about money, you have a huge problem.
Why?
If you can't talk about money, then you can't even understand where they're coming from, and they are not curious about what you want. So how are you ever going to get on the same page? Think about this. A lot of people think we need to have the conversation about money, as if it's one conversation. Would you have the conversation about raising kids? No, you'll have thousands in your life. That's the way it should be. Money is very much like parenting. Not like, should we play pickleball or tennis today? Irrelevant. So we want to have lots of conversations about money. And that means we need to, first of all, be willing to talk about it. And then we need to find a way to have fun doing it.
Who's not talking about money and why aren't they talking about it?
It has nothing to do with gender in terms of who does or doesn't talk about money. There are avoiders. Avoiders hate talking about money. And they will use a series of conscious and unconscious techniques to avoid talking about money. They'll say things like, why do you always have to talk about money? Can't we just have a nice night out? Or, you're so much better at this. You just handle it. You're just so much savvier at this stuff. That's an avoider.
Choosing your life partner is one of the most important decisions you will ever make. But what happens when you pair up with someone who's got some red flags? And worse, some financial red flags. In this video, we are showcasing a number of financial red flags to look out for if you are in the dating game, or if not, just enjoy some of these outrageous scenarios. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
So here are 5 red flags you should never ignore. Red flag number 1, no transparency. If one person is handling all the money but won't show you what's going where, that's a red flag. You don't need to do it together, but you need to have access to every account, to every place the money is sitting, so then you can view it yourself if anything were to happen. Red flag number 2 is hiding spending. If your significant other is hiding packages, deleting transactions, or lying about purchases or the purchase prices, it's not about money at that point. It's about trust. Red flag number 3 is no financial goals. If one person's there to build a life, save, invest, and become wealthy, and the other doesn't care at all, that mismatch, that miscommunication is going to catch up to you. And that brings me to red flag number 4, which is weaponizing money. If someone uses money to control you, for example, threatening to cut you off, guilt tripping you, or even making every single decision without consulting you, you gotta get out of there. That's not a partnership. And finally, red flag number 5, this can apply to relationships in general, and that is avoiding hard conversations. You can talk about everything but money. Couples who avoid money talks usually avoid bigger issues too. For us, financial peace came when we both were on the same page. Hallie had access to all the apps. If she needed to go see something, she has access to it. I made sure that we had monthly meetings. That's why we have these monthly videos to show what is our spending and what is our savings rate. And this kind of transparency allows us both to make the right decisions. Save this video if you're trying to build healthy money habits with your partner.
If you're dating someone, these are 5 financial red flags to look out for. And this is coming from one of the largest finance podcasters in the country. Number 1 is they still use their ex's Netflix password. Now, I know this is a very small thing, but if this is still going on, what else are they using from them? And if they can't pay for their own Netflix and they are still mooching off an old relationship, that is a problem. Number 2 is they think credit cards are free money. This is a huge problem because if you decide to marry someone who you are in a relationship with and they have credit card debt and they continue to go deeper into credit card debt, that credit card debt now is going to become your problem as well. So you need to make sure that you talk to someone who is using credit cards freely and not paying them back. Number 3 is they avoid talking about money completely. This is a massive red flag, and a lot of this has to do with how people were brought up, where they think talking about money is taboo, but you need to have open and honest conversations about money when you are in a relationship, especially if you want to build wealth together. You are building this life together long term, and so if you're in that relationship, you need to make sure this person is on the same page as you. Number 4 is they flex really big purchases, but they have no money in their savings. If they make big purchases all the time, they flex those big purchases. Maybe it's a new car, maybe it is buying brand new furniture. It doesn't matter what it is. If they are flexing big purchases but not their bank account, that is a huge problem. And number 5 is they are uncomfortable with you making more. This is a huge red flag, and you need to get to the bottom of this if this is the case, because if they are uncomfortable with how much money you make, you need to make sure that you have conversations about this. You need to figure out why they feel this way, why they are insecure with money, why they are insecure with themselves, and why they are insecure if their partner is making more. So these are 5 financial red flags that I think you need to look out for. Let me know if you have questions down below, and follow me to master your money.
Who you choose as a partner will be one of the most important financial decisions that you'll ever make. So here are things that I consider to be financial red flags in men. Number 1, men who are too afraid to invest because it's too risky. To me, this just shows a lack of education, and I think part of being a man is knowing how to take risks in life. Number 2 would be men who live way beyond their means. There is nothing wrong with enjoying the finer things in life, but you really shouldn't be buying designer goods when you make minimum wage at Foot Locker. Number 3, men who insist on going 50-50. Not going to elaborate on this. I know a lot of men will get their panties in a twist.
4 financial red flags when you're dating. Number 1, they never want to talk about money or share information about where they're at financially. So listen, don't be weird. And on the first date, ask like how much is in their 401k and if you can see their tax return. Don't be weird. But later on in the relationship, as it's getting more serious, if they don't want to talk about it ever and don't want you to know anything, massive red flag. Number 2, that your values don't align. If you are someone that maybe you don't want debt to be part of your life, but yet they use debt to like do everything in their life, maybe an issue. Number 3, if they're an extreme saver or spender. When it becomes extremes on both sides, it's very unhealthy. You want a good balance of both, and if they can't seem to budge on either end, I would dig into that. And number 4, if they're not generous. Being a generous person is going to be a sign of who they are in a relationship. And again, with money, that's just going to be an element of that, but you're actually going to be able to see their heart in that and what they prioritize and what they value overall. All right, I know those are not just like black and white red flags because you're dealing with a person, and that's important to remember. But also know that money fights and money problems is one of the main reasons for divorce in America today. So it is a part of your relationship that you want to be on the same page with before you take the relationship to the next level.
If you're a woman and you are with someone that has financial instability, ask yourself why. Ask yourself what within you attracted it. It always starts with you. It's not about them not having financial stability. It's about you. You got to ask yourself, where do I feel that, maybe I don't deserve to be taken care of? Where do I feel maybe non-abundant? Where do I settle in life? Where do I mistreat myself in life? Where do I speak negatively to myself in life? Where do I accept the scraps when I could be receiving the best? Where do I do this in life? And I can promise you one thing. If you attracted a man that is unstable financially, there is probably a resonance within you in other areas of your life that caused you to attract that man.
So he's consistent, he plans and pays for every date, but he doesn't know how to dress, and he's not financially stable. Welcome to the Daddy Academy. When it comes to how to dress, ladies, that's a very fixable problem. Just show him a magazine, say, hey, look hot in this, and he'll go out and he'll buy 15 of them. That's something we could work with. Not being financially stable, I would say this is what you have to do, okay? You have to look at his life. Does this man have a purpose and a passion in his life that he's working towards? Okay, is his career. Is there something that he's working towards? Does he have that passion? Does he have that fire? Does he have a plan? Does the motherfucker have a plan for his life and his career and where he wants to be? Let's say he's not where he wants to be right now, but he's on that path. That's somebody I could work with, okay? We're not taking on a project. You want a horse that's in the Kentucky Derby. You don't need a horse that wins it, right? He's on the path. He's gonna get there, but you need to really feel that out. The words and actions are aligning as far as how he's pursuing you, but are his words and actions aligning as far as how he's treating his career and how he's approaching his finances and making money and building a future? Because honestly, ladies, it's a tough thing because you might have a lot of love for a guy, you might have a strong connection, but jumping into a financial situation that's not so great, that's a life choice that, could come back to haunt you. But like, this guy's a really nice guy. He's great. So I would just say, keep an eye on it. Okay. But keep an eye on it with a timeline in your mind. You got to be really careful about these situations. But if he has a plan, he's working towards something, I'd say stick the course a little bit and see how it turns out. But if you're not seeing a plan, if you're not seeing a guy that has a vision, it's not so good.
I actually once went on a date with this guy who was 26. We're inside at a bar, having a million drinks, whatever, vibing. And the check comes and he puts down a debit card. And I was like, oh my God, Kaylee, don't do it. Don't do it. The date's going really well. Don't do it. Don't do it. Why do you have a debit card? What's going on? Why do you have a debit card? Couldn't help it. And it was because I found out, of course, his parents never believed in credit cards. There were a lot of like financial experts for that generation who they didn't like credit as much. I realized that there was like a lack of financial literacy and fear on his side around credit that then I was able to help him through, which obviously the relationship did not go anywhere. But I did get a text the next day that was like helping him set up his first credit card because he had zero credit. So he couldn't have rented an apartment, Lauren. You would go to, there's some, like, if you want to work at JP Morgan, they're going to check your credit. Not that he wanted to work there. He was but there's a lot of, employers who will check your credit score. Like, this is an important number to nurture. And it basically shows that you are a trustworthy borrower.
Financial problems contribute to 40% of divorces.
Yes.
That's a lot.
It's a huge tension point. Like whether if you're out to dinner with people or you're on vacation with your family, like it becomes a point of conflict. It can become a point of conflict.
Especially in a romantic relationship.
For sure. So should we,
This is where we decide if it's a beige flag, red flag, green flag.
Love it. If the person you're dating has a significant amount of student loan debt.
Ooh. I'm going to go somewhere in between beige and red, depending on the situation.
Because I think a lot of people will have significant student loan debt. It will be, if you guys get married, it's your debt, so you got to be aware of that. But if they're like motivated to get out of it.
Yes. I would not date someone because they had a lot of student loan debt,
right.
but I would want to know, like, what is their plan?
Yeah, for sure. All right, next. If the person you're dating doesn't practice generosity or giving.
Red flag. Big red flag. Now, I think people can change.
I'm going to go beige flag only because I don't think some people think about it. Like, we really teach generosity here. But for some people, it's not like a top of mind thing, or they believe they can't do it, all of it. So again, it's all their attitudes towards it. If they don't want to at all, then that goes red flag.
Yeah, I guess in my head, I was thinking like this is maybe a stingy person.
Yes.
Versus like, oh, they're just not used to it. They haven't built that muscle.
That's kind of
they have a scarcity mindset around money.
I always look at the good for the good in
You
people.
really do. And that is why you're America's favorite and everyone loves Rachel. And I get harangued in the podcast reviews for being a curmudgeon Scrooge.
This is Scrooge. Georgie. Okay, if the person you're dating enjoys gambling and has large amounts of money playing the game.
Yeah, that is.
I'm gonna go red.
Sounds like an addiction. Red flag for me.
If the person you're dating has never offered to pick up the check.
Oh, this raises the question: does the man or woman pay for the check? Is it forever? Is it just a first date? What do you think?
If you're
about
both working adults, for the first bit, I could see the guy paying, and then after a while, as I would offer, I wouldn't want him just paying for every single thing.
Sure.
So if you never offer throughout your entire dating, that's a little weird to me. So
on either side, you're saying if it's a woman and she's never even offering, like, hey, let me
if y'all
chip in
dated for like
that.
6 months, it would make sense. It's like, yeah, let me pick it up because you picked it. I don't know.
That's fair.
So red flag if it's never, ever, ever,
Red
ever
flag.
happens
I'm
for a
going with
longer
that.
relationship.
All right.
An extreme coupon user.
Well, if it's like the show, Extreme Couponers or whatever.
Well, it says extreme. It doesn't just say coupon user, extreme. Yeah, I'm going to go red flag. That's going to annoy me.
Yeah, I mean, because there's a point where
then it's like we can't go here. We don't have a coupon, and you're like, oh my god.
It can become an addiction for some people.
Yeah,
almost like gambling. Obviously, it's better than gambling because you're being super frugal. But you gotta.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to spend 6 hours a day just looking for coupons.
All right, George. How about this? The person you're dating is very into crypto.
Honestly, red flag just because I don't want to hear it. Crypto is a different breed.
The person you're dating has never given you a gift, and you've been dating 3 to 6 months.
I'm gonna go beige. I don't know what a gift would, 3 to 6 months. Like, was there a birthday? Was a gift?
Well,
define a gift.
6 months.
There's probably is there a
there's
holiday
there's gotta
in
be a
there?
I'm sure between two birthdays, a holiday
You've
of
got
Christmas,
Valentine's
You've
Day.
hit something within 6 months.
You can't guarantee that.
So I'm gonna say red. Has $1,000 car payment every month.
That's a huge red flag. $1,000.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna say beige because
No.
what if they make like $4 million a year and they believed that car payments, they just do it because it's a thing.
We have
and
gone way over the
Rachel,
line.
how many people listening are just
What if they
meeting
make
people
4
on the
million
street making $4
I'm
million?
just throwing out a scenario. I'm just throwing out an extreme scenario. We don't know. No.
Well, guys, we don't know their life story. What if they had something tragic happen to them where they need a really expensive car?
No, not that, because I know they don't need. No.
Why am I turning into
Okay,
Zoolander?
red flag. Jeez, I'll go with my gut. My gut was red, but I just thought of that one person who never heard that car payments were bad until they listened to us.
That's fair, but you're $4 million.
Red flag, people. I have a red
Thank you.
flag
We sold
up
her
for
on
anyone
that.
that's concerned. Red flag. Makes rude comments about other people's wealth.
Oh, yeah, that's a red flag. There's some insecurity
What if
there.
the wealthy people are so annoying and y'all talk
You
about
exhaust
it?
me. What if
I just love my beige flag. I just love that. It's like, oh my
let your
gosh,
beige
I
flag fly, girl? makes rude comments about other people's.
Yeah, okay, I know. I mean,
In
on
what
the
scenario?
on the surface, red. But what if you went to dinner with a couple and they were so annoying about their money and all this stuff, and we like joked about them in the car, like Vincent and I kind of made fun. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that is a very specific scenario. Once again, so picture this: we're at dinner, we're at Carrabba's.
She has all the specific examples.
I don't know. My mind goes there. The person you're dating is super secretive about their finances.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super secretive that's some
Sketchy.
wording.
That starts to get sketchy to me.
Yeah, well, that tells me there's going to be a lot of protection and control down the line. There's going to be some infidelity financially down the line. So that's what worries me. I lean red flag.
Yeah. If you can't be open about it and talk about it, especially if it's a serious relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if it's a few dates in and you're like, so tell me about your 401k, you're like, that's that might be a little much.
Totally agree.
Look, let's get to know each other as people first.
That person.
That's right.
Love is never enough, all right? And money is one of the top reasons that relationships end. So here are a few red flags. The first one is someone that's always spending but always broke. Okay, and these people are the people that have a champagne lifestyle but are on a soda budget. Okay, so they're scraping by, they can't pay their rent, they can't pay their bills, but they have the new iPhone, they have the new designer bag, the new designer sneakers, right? So those are the people you want to look out for because they're all show and no go, and they're very dangerous people. The second one is if they're not open or comfortable having discussions around money. Right. So if anytime you bring up money, they get defensive. That's a red flag, and you don't want to be around that person. I once on a date asked a guy, I was like, hey, so just nonchalantly, what's your credit like? And he got so defensive. He acted like I was looking to go through his phone, you know?
That first number might be a 4.
Right, exactly. Because people with good credit don't mind talking about it, right? The next one is if they have debt with no plan. So it's okay to have student loan debt. It's okay to have car loan, mortgage. But if someone's racking up credit card debt, payday loans, and they don't have a plan, they're on the verge of bankruptcy and they're going to take you down with them. Oof. And lastly, financial secrecy. And this typically comes later on in the relationship. So if someone is hiding what they're buying, has secret accounts, doesn't open their mail in front of you, right? That's a bad sign that they're hiding something.